Hello, everyone. I'm back with another live stream today. I hope you all could hear me well. Just setting up my things here. Oh, my equipment. Okay. Okay. So we're starting off today with some more gestures. I chose this one because I thought that it was a good pose, but now looking at it, I'm questioning, oh boy, this one is gonna be interesting. But let's give it a go and see how well it turns out. So I'm just adding another layer. Just want to make sure. Gonna try using the color red today. All right. Hi, Anio-san. Nice to see you again too. Welcome back. Just started here. How is your day going so far? A bit busy, but all good. How about yours? Mine is okay. Mine is just fine. It's very sunny today, which is good. Haven't been seeing the sun a lot these days. So, just being able to see the sun, it's a good day today. Figured I'd start with a guide today because I barely did any guides yesterday. So here I go. Off to a fairly decent start, I should say. Really trying to get that pose in, but there's a lot of foreshortening in this pose. I think I kind of lost the initial arch of his back initially, so let's see if I could rotate it again, because it's a javelin, right? So it's really arching to throw that javelin forward. Because if you look, so like from what we were saying yesterday regarding line of action, see if I could lower the opacity a bit and kind of demonstrate what I mean here. So the line of action for this pose here would start from the head and go down like so, right? So the line of action would be like a guiding point to guide us along the drawing of the pose, right? And then we would, oops, wrong layer. Then we will use that to indicate like where the head is, you know, the shoulder, you know, right? Kind of like that. So, I think the reason why I'm kind of struggling with this one is because I just jumped straight to it without actually thinking about what I was doing first, because not only is he arched this way, he's also arched backwards too, right? So that would explain why we can't see his other hand on the other side, right? And then the javelin will be, you know, like this, because he's arched back as well as to the side. So I'll say back and then, right? So in a way, his torso, if you were to look at it in a 3D kind of way, it would look kind of like this. You know? And then the other his pelvic would be straight on like this, but kind of like in a not too much of a twist for the pelvic, right? And then for like his thigh, because it's more out forward, right? Like not down, but like it's more facing us, like in the z-axis, right? So it's more facing towards our view, like our eyes, instead of just up and down, right to left, right? So the y-axis, the x-axis, so his leg is more facing forward towards us, right? That's the third axis, right? So that's why even in this you have to think about 3D. You have to think about 3D, not just 2D. 3D is what gives that final look, right? So yeah, that's a bit of a lesson there. I hope you understand. If you have any more questions regarding that, just let me know. But I'm just gonna continue on trying to get something done here. Actually, I think I might start over again, just because, and then we will compare the first one to the last one. So I'll move this one over here. Okay, so this here will represent the top. This here will represent his pelvic. So there is this kind of thing going on, right? I mean, it is a curve, right? But I see more straight, right? So you have the ending of his back here. So here's where that muscle will go, like his arm, right? Here with his hand. Okay. I'll move this down. Okay. To keep in mind, because it's poking out, you have to remember that I forgot what I was gonna say. But the lines count, right? For these kinds of poses, the lines do count. Oh, and there I go making it too big again. It's too funny. I always make it too big. Okay. I think I got it. At least the pose. And I have to remind myself to pick an easy one next time. At least for the first one. Ay, that took a while. Now, thing is that did I do a better job with a pose this time? I think I still prefer to be a bit more arched back like this, just because. Ugh. have mercy. Oh. Hey, I have to go for a while, but I might be lucky to find you still online when I get back. The pose drawing is looking nice, by the way. Thank you. Well, we will see. It's only 11:55, so we shall see if I'll still be here. But yeah, have a good afternoon if I don't see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Should really try to pay attention more to the comments in case I miss something. Not too sure. Bye bye. Okay. Well, all I have to do now is to do the javelin. I figured out something recently. Well, not recently, but while I was drawing last year, and I don't think I shared it, but for straight lines, you could click on this button here on the top left. What is this called? Yeah, the line tool, right? And then you just click and hold and drag it, and it will draw a straight line. The best part is that it will use the same brush that you have. So if you want a more solid line, you have to select the correct brush. There. And then all you have to do is just erase it. Or at least erase the back. Because I did them all in one layer, so. Yep. This one was an interesting first go, but the second time around it's okay. It's just figuring out the pose and everything like that. It's just, I think it's more on the shirt, but initially the pose is okay. So yeah, not gonna spend too much time on it. It's already been half an hour, so I'm going to move on. And I say that, as soon as I say that, I see an issue. I would like this to be extended out here. Next drawing. Oops. All right. Surfer dude. Remember thinking 3D, right? I'm thinking shapes. I'm thinking how this will actually look, because, you know, they are shapes, right? And I'm thinking through, I'm watching, I am observing, right? So this is just, it is a cube, right? And then his thigh, or his legs, it's literally just a series of cylinders, like so, right? right. I think I got the gist of it. Started off with shapes, and then I kind of added a little bit of detail. Just a little bit. So this one I might want to go over with a brush, black brush. Okay. So I made another layer, and then I'm just gonna go over only a little bit the most important lines. Right, so I'll start off with his shirt, because I know the shirt is important. Actually, do I want to use this brush? It's a pencil, but I guess it will do. Also want just black. Oh, I was wondering why I was looking so gray. I'm making necessary corrections just because I feel like if some parts of the sketch is a little bit, just a little bit off, so I'm just fixing it up as I see fit. Okay. And then I'll just bring the surfboard closer. But this part here gets lost in the water. Alright, and then I'm just add in the other wrinkles here. Not gonna do much with face. All right. Here we go. Oh. Add some water here. Prince Asaro. Hi, Crystal. Are you stylizing or trying to replicate the pose with exactness? Good question. I guess I'm trying to exact the pose, but at the same time, I'm practicing my observational skills. So I'm trying to measure where certain features are of the body in relation to another part, and just practicing, right? It's kind of like the long version of a 30-second gesture sketch. It's not necessarily exact, but it's not stylized either. I'm just going with the flow just to get practicing, you know? Drawings are a bit stiff. Yesterday I was loose by now. All right, this one. Next picture. Thank you for your question, by the way. I guess I should explain why it is why I do my practices a certain way. 'Cause it's just something that I want to get better at, because there was a time where, I wasn't as good, or not necessarily as good. It's just that I just wanted to get better practice at drawing people, and doing a lot of these gesture drawings really helped me, especially in my sketchbook. Nice, you're close. Oh, thank you. It's just a practice. So over the years I've done quite a few, not quite a few, I've done several gesture drawings and sketches, and just to get the hang of how the human body looks. And I'm very happy to say that all that practicing has finally come to fruition, because now I have more confidence, and and I could teach it to other people as well, right? So for those of you who want to learn, I know that a lot of people have their own ways in which they draw and everything like that, but I learned how to draw by simply just drawing a lot of athletes, a lot of people in motion, which is what animation is, right? Animation is never stiff. It's never like it's not exactly concrete or technical, So that's basically where I was trying to get better at, so that I could practice my animations and learning how to draw people. And then you just see better too, you see things in a different light than how you used to before. Now everything is a shape. Everything is a 3D shape, and it's really hard to talk and draw at the same time. But I should probably take a quick break and just talk to y'all as is. But I hope you get what I mean. Hopefully you'll be able to grasp exactly where I'm coming from, and just understand that this kind of work does take time, right? It takes time, and then when you think that you're good, you'll find out that there's more to draw, there's more to learn, there's more things to to get, more things to understand. And oh man, I still run out of space here. Still plenty more things to learn. Should probably make her head much bigger. Just doing some adjustments here. For those of you who are watching, does anybody have any questions? Don't let me do all the work here. Think of whatever questions that you might have and feel free to ask. Ooh, okay. Did I get this pose right? How long did that take me? Cool. All right. This one is good. This one is okay. Now, I think this is the only female drawing that I have for today. Everybody else is male. So, oh boy. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Shapes. Remember, the first thing we're seeing is shapes. We're seeing the most important aspect of this pose that stands out more than others, right? I know many people in art school, they say, oh, the line of action, right? But I don't do that. I do shapes, right? I mean, I do use the line of action, especially for poses like this, right? But in this case, I kind of see just see how the 3D shape is formed like this, right? So right then we have our cube, right? It's going back to what everybody else tells you about 3D shapes. You know, you have to know cubes and cylinders and cones and things like that. It's exactly like that. But we don't stay doing this, right? We have to remember that we could morph these shapes into different ways, right? Because the human body isn't straight, right? It's very organic, very organic. So we have to be able to turn our shapes and morph them to look more organic, right? You have the front of the head like so. And for the pelvic, the hips, it's another shape like so. And then go up one thigh, another, this for the legs, and then the arms will go about here. I'm drawing this very, very loosely. Always have to remember that there's always somebody who will still need a bit of an explanation. You know? Don't want to go about it too quickly. Then you have the other hand going so. And then you have, notice I'm drawing the hands the same way as well, just a shape, right? Right? And then I use my tool, or my new favorite line tool. So I'm gonna make a new layer just because I want to show you. So if you go to the top left where it says line tool, you can actually make a line like this, right? And it will keep the same, it will make a line basically. The only thing is that it will hold, or it will keep the brush that you have selected. So if you want more of a solid line, make sure and choose a more solid brush, right? And then it will become more solidified, you know? and then I'll just follow along with there. Okay, so I hope that's a clear enough explanation in terms of how I would go about sketching this. So I'm gonna move on to my another layer and then do the initial gesture. So I'm gonna start with the torso, and before I do that, I'm gonna go back to the other layer and I'm going to grab this part and bring it slightly closer and rotate it a bit like this. Okay, it's because yeah, it just feels a bit better, right? So let's get started. I'm gonna start here. And I have to remember that should avoid making the hands slender, because this is a very muscular individual and he's an athlete and he's elevating himself upwards, so muscles are gonna be tense, so I have to keep that in mind and not draw him so slender, right? Like if he's relaxed. It's a very tense moment. Hello, fellow drawer. Hello, hello. Welcome to my stream. Not gonna focus too much on his shoes. All right. There. Thank you and good work. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I think I'm finally loose. I was a bit stiff earlier on when I first started, but you know, that's how it is. All right. Just need to draw his other hand here, and then that will be good for this drawing. Oh, I'm so happy. This one turned out very, very well. So there's my initial quick gesture, well, sketch. And then this is the final. I had to fix it up a bit with the proportions and everything like that, but you know, not bad. And then also this is the javelin. Now I use the line tool. Now the pole vault, because he's pole vaulting up, it does curve a bit because I think it's some sort of wood, and yeah, let me see if I could try to curve this pole vault in one go. Oh, I guess not. Oh, I missed some comments. It's quite amazing you're taking reference even though you're advanced. Thank you. I mean, no matter what, always use references. I think there's this stigma that in order to be an artist, you know, don't use a reference. With artists, we use references all the time, like all the time, right? The only way an artist can draw without using a reference, or just purely based on their memory, is because we have observed so much throughout the years of practicing by using references. So we are increasing our visual library. So yeah, artists, professional, advanced, everybody, we all use references. I think newbies should take notes. Yes. Always use references. Always use references. I cannot stress that enough. I tell that to my students all the time. It's a thing that we do. We always draw using a reference. Yeah. So I think we are going to move on to the next one. So I'll just leave the pole vault as is. You get the gist of it. Okay, second to last pose. Yeah, absolutely. Humans learn by seeing. Exactly. Right? There's only so much we know at the very beginning, right? You don't know what you don't know. And once you know it, you can't unknow it, right? So, let's see. All right. Now, for this one, I purposely chose this one because it has that straight line that I prefer instead of the line of action, you know. So I tend to draw mostly by shapes, and I just understand it better, at least for me, right? Then I curve it in a way. It might change in the next couple months, you know, once I learn something else, you know, but that's just how we are. I have been avoiding saying your name, person who's commenting, but I'm gonna take a guess. Kolho? Please let me know if I pronounced that correctly. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Or Kolo. Who knows? Hello? Undercover yo-yo. Oh, you can pronounce it anyway. I don't know. You don't know either. You don't know how to pronounce your internet name? I assume that's your internet name. Yeah, it's just everybody uses all these fancy names on the internet, and it's always depending on whatever show that they watched, and gosh, I can't keep up. That's why I put my full name so that people can understand. So I always, oh no, I drew it all on the same layer. Hold on. My mistake. Let me just make a new layer. Whew, that was a close one. But I always draw it too big at first, and then have to scale it down. It's not my native language, so oh, okay, I see. Comes by Paulo Coelho, an author. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So right away I can see that I drew his legs a little bit too short. Just a tad. Just a tad too short. So let us lengthen that. Right. And then let us fix here. Right, and maybe rotate it a bit. stretch it out a bit because I did it too small. Perspectives, because I really, never say that you suck at something if you haven't really done that much of it. I always say I have yet to learn something, right? I tell my students that all the time. They'll say, oh, I suck at hands, I suck at hands. And it's just like, how many hands have you drawn? How can you say that you're bad at something if you haven't done much of it, right? How many perspective drawings have you done to say that? Such a statement. If you've done it a couple of times, then okay. But if you only did it once and you thought that it was hard, then, you know, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that you're bad at something, at least the first time. Let's draw this head, shall we? There we go. I tried, but it didn't turn out that good. Yeah, see, the once and it didn't turn out too good doesn't mean that you're bad at it. Obviously, the first time you do something, you're gonna be bad at it, right? That's like saying you drive once and then because you didn't do as well, you're bad at driving. That's not necessarily true. You just did it once. But with more practice, eventually, everybody turns out to be a good driver. Otherwise, there will be a lot of more car accidents on the road, right? It's the same way with drawing. Same exact way. Hello, Mariana. Hello. You are new here? Welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you all could join me. So happy that y'all can join me here on this thrilling sketch here that I keep messing up because I keep breaking my concentration. But we will get it. What app is she using? I'm using Krita. That's what I'm using, Krita. It's a free drawing app that you can get. It works similarly to Photoshop, right? Comes with a lot of default brushes, and I've been using it for the past since 2019, quite a while. But I like how it feels. I'm using a pen display at the moment. So yeah, it's a great alternative. For those of you who can't afford the subscription. Yeah, if you type in Krita, hold on, let me just make sure I point you to the right direction. Krita.org. Yes, it's Krita.org. I'm just gonna copy the link and send it to you guys on the chat. There you go. Let me know if you guys can see that. But that's where you could find it, and you can download it, and they have a whole bunch of things available for you. All right. I think my sketches are coming together. What was that? Do you use some sort of pen or mouse? Oh, I'm on a pen display. This is a pen display. It's a Huion Canvas 22 plus. I believe this is a 32-inch. I'll start to use it. Good. I don't speak English. Sorry if I made a mistake. Oh, no problem, Mariana. It's completely fine. I tend to speak slower anyway. So, if I talk too fast, just let me know and I will slow down in my explanations. But yeah, it's fine. Completely fine. All right. So I finally got a sketch. Now I have to look at it and make sure that the proportions are correct. And I think the upper half of his body is in proportion. It's just this part here is not too much in proportion. So I'm going to fix that. Oops. There. And if you guys want to know how I'm seeing if something is off or not, it's because that I am looking very carefully at measurement. I'm measuring like where things are. So you see his hand here. I don't know if you can see that. See his hand here? It's directly above his other calf here, right? So that's what I did here. That's why I moved it, right? So that's what I was saying. With consistent practice, you should be able to get the gist of it. But don't be so hard on yourself if you find that you're struggling to get the hang of it, you know? All right. Yay. That's clever. Yes. Thank you. It's just measuring, right? So, measuring and making sure that you are proportionate. And when you're looking at an image like this, right, you really want to be able to just in your head, or you could draw it out, and just see where this area is, or where this elbow is in relation to his bum here, or where this shoulder is in relation to his head, or where this elbow is in relation to his hip. These are all things that I pay attention to when I'm sketching, right? And I was asked earlier if I'm looking, or if I am drawing exactly, or if I'm stylizing. That is a great question, because I tend to go more on the exact. So I'm trying to break out of that, trying to draw everything exactly, and go stylized. I started a bit stylizing my drawings last year in my live streams. If you guys look at previous live streams that I've done last year, you will see what I'm talking about. Enyo-san, hey, still on. Yes, I'm still here. Quite a few people have joined in your absence, so I've just been explaining certain things, and yeah, so we got this sketch done. I'm so addicted now to drawing. Yes, you will get the hang of it. Don't worry. With time, you will be on your way. So right here, I could see where his glove is, right? Look where his glove is in relation to this hand, right? And look where mine is in relation to that. So obviously I want to just move his elbow up a bit, just like so. Doesn't have to be exact. Obviously you're going along with the flow, right? So, but this is just for me and how I do my work. Okay, I draw in paper, but I want to start with the digital. I say draw on paper for as long as possible. Digital is good, but to be honest, I would not be able to draw like this if I didn't start off with paper first. Always start with paper first, right? This is another reason why you don't see me zooming in, right? I don't zoom in a lot. I don't do this, right? Zooming in to draw better. I draw just like this because that's how I draw in my sketchbook. When you really think about it, in your sketchbook, you don't zoom in and zoom out, right? You can't zoom in and zoom out in your sketchbook. You have to draw and just handle making mistakes. You just have to do that, right? That's just how it is. And yeah, I've taken all of that into my own practice, and that's how I'm able to draw the way I do today. And obviously, I didn't learn how to draw just yesterday. This is years of consistent practice. Oops. All right. So I have one more sketch, just one more. It was actually a sketch that I wanted to do yesterday, but I didn't have the time. So this one I thought would be fun and a bit of a challenge, this one is. But let's see how well I do. And if you have your paper and pencil, try to sketch this along with me. This is the last drawing for today. So let's see how we do. So we are looking at shapes, all right? Because um, obviously he has a quite of a swing there, right? So uh, yeah, it's obvious that it's years of experience from what I'm seeing. Thank you so much. It is years. So at the beginning, I wouldn't post any of my new work. Like when I first started, no one has seen any of my beginner work unless I purposely shared it, but I wasn't on social media at all when I first started learning how to draw, right? So this one is pretty hard. Yes, I know. This one is very, very hard. But you're seeing what I'm doing, right? So I'm looking at his torso, and right now I'm just going to draw his head, right? Because his chin is right there. So I'm just gonna draw his head, right? And then I drew, it's like a twisted cube, right? So remember earlier I mentioned how 3D cubes are very, very important. That's the idea, right? Mariana asks, how many years do you have drawing in digital? I can't really say how many years I drew digitally, because even before this, I was on a regular drawing tablet before I got the pen display. But when I first started learning how to draw, like in my sketchbook, it was in 2012. But then it was only for a few classes. But then I started learning again, or yeah, more consistently in 2015, 2016. That was when, I got the proper art class, art school introduction. And from all that knowledge, I'm able to, continue on. And that's how I get to today. Because obviously I'm not in school anymore. I finished school in 2018. So I've been drawing consistently on my own ever since. Okay, so now that we have this, let's tackle the hands, right? Let's tackle those arms. Right, he has a bit of a swing to, I think it goes even further down, so I always start on the lower part. You mean the legs? Is that what you mean? Undercover yo-yo? Please clarify. Okay. And we have that glove there, right? So you see, with just a few lines like this, you already have a good idea as to his position, right? And then for up here, let's just continue on. Draw the ball. I could draw those hands a lot better, but yeah. Okay. All right. So we are on a twisted kind of thing here. So now let's go and follow this line here, right? Because I'm not trying to I don't want it to be stiff, you know what I mean? Oops. I need to go to classes, but I really enjoy your drawing classes. Oh, thank you so much, Mariana. Come again. Nice meeting you. You're going as well. Thank you so much, you guys, for stopping by. I will be here, hopefully for another live, possibly tomorrow, but don't make any promises. I don't hold any promises. But yeah, you'll see me around. This isn't the last live stream, so. Oops. Bye bye, you guys. Oh, run out of space again. Always happen. All right. Whew. I think I got it. Maybe. I think I should bring his shoulder. This shoulder here should be more that way, right? This shoulder here definitely has to be brought in more to the left. Undercover Yo-Yo, mine is really freaky. It's like a twisted demon. Oh no. That's all right. If this is your first time doing a pose like this, then it's quite okay. It's all right. Remember, this is a learning curve, right? There was a time when, when you see a certain kind of pose where I would be intimidated to do it as well, right? So just keep in mind your shapes, all right? Keep in mind your shapes. Keep in mind your measurement, where certain parts of the body are compared to other parts of the body, right? So let me do a quick demonstration, right? So just like in the last one, right? I looked at, let me just use a different brush. Okay. Right? So just like in the last one, right? You look at where the head is in relation to this shoulder, right? And you're also looking at the relation from the head to this elbow, right? It's like a straight line down like that, right? And then you're also looking at where this elbow is in relation to this knee, right? And then you're also looking at the distance between this elbow and that knee, right? So all this I did as I was drawing it, right? So even though it might come out looking, a certain way, don't feel bad. It's fine, right? You're at the beginning stages. You're only at the beginning. So pat yourself on the back. I'm sure it's not that bad. Okay. Definitely gonna have to think of a strategy for branching out and I guess doing more stylized images. I guess, well, it depends. It depends on what I'm in the mood for and if I have time to do it, right? Does anybody else have any questions for me? Because this is the last drawing of my live stream here, so how do I make the torso? It's so hard. Don't worry, I'll do a review of that possibly tomorrow or whenever next I do a live stream. Yeah, if you have to go, then no problem. I will see you tomorrow or next time. Yeah, and with that being said, I think I might close this live stream as well. So let me just do a quick recap. So this was the first gesture that I did. This one was difficult. Yeah, but I got it. I got it. This is all just practice, right? And then this one, my surfer, right? No questions from this end, just enjoying today's stream. Thank you. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope everyone else enjoyed it as well too. Something about my second sketches always seem, I guess my line quality, I'm so fixated on trying to get it perfect. And then my third one, I loosen up. Right? I don't know how to explain it. I just loosen up after all of that. Yeah. So this one is my stick here. So my pole vaulter. And then another baseball. Only did 2 baseball people today. And then my final one. So yeah, quite a few drawings today. So until next time, thank you everybody for passing by, and I will see you either tomorrow or the next time I have a live stream. So time for lunch. Bye bye everybody. Take care. See you next time.